Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel where I love to bring you my best tips and tools to inspire you to create beautiful home decor on a budget. Today I am here with 4 quick fall DIYs, so let's get crafting. For DIY number 1, we're going to use one of these mini cutting boards from Hobby Lobby, a small stencil and rub-on transfers from Magnolia Design Co. So all I'm going to do for this is take this gorgeous little round cutting board and I'm going to be adding a few of these Harvest Pumpkin rub-on transfers from Monarch Mom DIY. I love these because they're such an easy way to add some added decor to your projects. So they're so simple. You just cut them out, place them where you want them. They are a little bit sticky on the back, but then you just burnish them down until they are going to stick to your surface and the plastic cover sheet is going to lift off easily. Then if you do have any extra hanging off, you can trim it with scissors. You can also clean it up with a little bit of sandpaper. Next, I'm going to use just the word fall from this fall mini stencil, and I'm just putting the backing sheet behind so it doesn't stick to my rub-on transfers. And let's see, I am going to use the color Intense Rust. I think that goes well with the orangish brown colors that are in the pumpkins. So we're just going to use a little bit of this chalk paste and a squeegee, stencil on that word and peel and reveal, and it looks super cute on there. Now, at this point, we're just going to take a piece of ribbon from Hobby Lobby. We're going to tie this into a simple bow. Just keep working with it until we get it looking how we want. And then we're going to add this to the top of our handle of our little cutting board. And we'll just add a little dot of hot glue there and press down our bow. Here is our finished little decorated cutting board from Hobby Lobby. Super cute and easy. Be sure to check the description box for links to any of the items from Magnolia. For DIY number 2, we're going to take a square sign. I've never seen these before at Dollar Tree. It's about 12 inches square. It's flat, and then one of these segmented pumpkins. And we're also going to use a new buffalo check stencil from monarchmomdiy.com. So like I said, this is just a little bit less than 12 inches square. It's probably like an 1/8 of an inch thick, has a string hanger on it, and is a nice size. Now, I may consider taking 2 of these boards and wood gluing them together, but this one actually was pretty okay. It wasn't super flimsy. So I'm going to give this a coat of my Waverly chalk paint in the color Agave. While that's drying, let's move to our little 3D sectioned pumpkin here. We're going to remove the hanger and the raffia. I'm going to warm up that glue there and just scrape that off to try to get this as flat as possible. Then I'm going to take my antique wax and a baby wipe. I'm not sure at this point what exactly I want this pumpkin to look like, but I'm going to go ahead and give the entire thing a coat of the antique wax. We're just going to dark stain all of this wood to start off. Now coming back to our square sign, I am going to sand that agave paint lightly. We are going to be stenciling on this surface, so we want it nice and smooth. Unfortunately, I can't find my little yellow Velcro holder for my sandpaper, so I'm just folding it in half and holding it between my fingers. But regardless, we're going to get this sanded nice and smooth with 400 grit sandpaper. And then to get all the excess dust off, we're just going to go over it with a baby wipe to get that off. Now coming back to our pumpkin, I'm going to take ivory chalk paint and a chippy brush. And again, like I said, I'm not quite sure what I'm exactly going for as far as a look here, but I'm just going to start dry brushing the ivory over the antique wax. So I think at this point I kind of decided I was trying to do the 3 raised sections, pretty solid, and then leave the lower background part with more of the brown showing. We're going to let that dry and come back to it. Now coming back to our brand new buffalo check patterned stencil. I'm going to stick this this board that we painted agave underneath between the stencil and the backing sheet because it is smaller than the stencil. We're going to kind of line this up and press it down onto our surface. And then I'm really loving teal and orange for fall, so I am going to use my clementine orange chalk paste to do this buffalo check pattern on our surface. Then once we have that chalk paste completely covering our mesh stencil, we are going to carefully peel and reveal to see the gorgeous teal and orange buffalo check pattern now on our surface. Now, while we're letting that dry, I'm coming now to our pumpkin and I'm kind of smoothing out with my sandpaper those 3 raised sections. We're going to add some distressing to our pumpkin and then also use some Tim Holtz Distress ink to define the edges as well. And here's that Tim Holtz Distressing ink in the color Walnut Stain. We're just adding some more depth and texture dimension to this pumpkin using the Distress ink with the little sponge applicator. Next, I'm going to add the string back into the top of the sign, and then I'm going to add some of these natural and orange colored beads from Dollar Tree to either side of our string. Next, I made a simple bow out of some teal colored satin ribbon. We're going to glue that right over the hole on our pumpkin sign and then trim those tails a little bit so that they're more even. Once we have our bow in place on our pumpkin, we're also going to glue this entire wood pumpkin into the center of our buffalo check sign. And here's our finished project with the beads there. And this truly was a project that just kind of evolved as I went along. And hopefully it gives you some good ideas of something that you can make quickly and easily as well. For DIY number 3, we're going to use one of these little risers from Michaels, this gorgeous napkin from Hobby Lobby, and some antique wax. I'm also going to use some Mod Podge to get the napkin on. So this was on clearance, I believe, from Michaels in their Make It Market section. I want to say it's about 4 or 5 inches square, and I'm just smoothing out the wood a little bit with my sandpaper. It was a little bit rough. Next, taking our antique wax and a baby wipe, I'm going to use this on the entire bottom of this riser. You can see the little feet that are there. And I'm also going to flip it over and do the sides and a little bit up onto the top of the riser. And then we're going to save the very top for our napkin that we're going to decoupage on. Next, taking some of my matte finish Mod Podge and a brush, I'm going to be really careful to just get the Mod Podge on this very, very top square of the riser. I don't want excess Mod Podge going down because I only want my napkin to stick to this very top square and then just have the antique wax around it. Now this is another gorgeous fall napkin I got from Hobby Lobby last year. I love that the pattern is on all 4 squares, and I actually only need to use 1/4 of this one napkin for this project. So I'm going to cut out the 1 square, remove the back 2 layers, and then we'll be able to iron this onto our dried Mod Podge. So we're going to put down our napkin, smooth it out, and then put parchment paper over our napkin. We're going to use a medium iron, and we're going to iron that napkin onto that dried Mod Podge. The heat from the iron will grab on to that napkin and reactivate that Mod Podge. So then once that is all ironed on there, we're going to take our sandpaper and just gently go around that square that's the very top of the riser and then remove the excess of the napkin. I think this is so pretty. You've got this gorgeous napkin that has the brown in it, and then you can see the antique wax edge going around the outside of the napkin. Once the excess has been removed, I'm going to put a little bit more Mod Podge on top and just use this foam sponge to gently dab the Mod Podge all over the napkin. I try very hard not to use a swiping motion because we don't want the napkin to rip. You can see I'm also going to go around that little bit of antique wax edge that's also on the top. And here's our finished little riser. You can set anything you'd like on here, a candle, a little bit of greenery, or some fall leaves. And for DIY number 4, I'm going to take this charger plate that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, but I know I've seen some like this at Dollar Tree, some different paint, and this Fall for Jesus stencil. Now, I liked this plate. I love the raised leaves around it. I don't like the shininess of it. So again, this project is an experiment as I'm going. I'm taking my agave chalk paint and I'm going over the entire top of the plate. I'm trying to go kind of lightly over the leaves because I am going to want those leaves to show up in our final project a little bit more. So again, just taking that agave, not going super solid, but covering over the shininess of the plate. Once our paint is dry, I am taking a very light touch with a piece of sandpaper, 400 grit, I believe, and I'm just trying to go over where the leaves are to make them stand out now again from the painted plate. And I'm really loving the look of this. It's almost like, do you remember when you did crayon rubbings of leaves when you were younger? That's kind of what it reminded me of. And the fact that the plate is now agave, the leaves are coming back the orange color that they originally were on the plate. So you did get some scratches in other places. I got a little bit of distressing around the outer edge of the plate, but I'm really liking how this looks. Once I had all of the leaves uncovered, I did try to gently smooth the centerpiece of the plate there because I am going to put some words from a stencil on there. If I got a little bit too much of the scratches there, I did go back over those with paint. Once I have the surface of my plate how I wanted it, I am taking this stencil that says, "Fall for Jesus, he never leaves." I'm just going to do the words because we already have gorgeous leaves on the plate. So I'm going to press down first just the words, Fall for Jesus, and I'm going to stencil these on to my plate with the ivory color called Almond Latte. And now for my favorite part, the peel and reveal. And I think the placement of those words is awesome. I am also going to add the He Never Leaves. I just had to move the stencil over just a little bit. And I love how this plate makeover turned out. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Please let me know in the comments which of these projects was your favorite. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.